And that lifted my spirits right back up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I left with such a daunting, like, everybody in the car was silent because nobody could put it in words what we just felt and what that meant. It was heavy on our spirit. And we walked up to the gates, and these children were just dancing, and the brothers and sisters were beating the drums, and they were just smiling with joy, right? And they lifted our spirits right back into its place. And you talking about children who are literally blind and deaf, but they were just dancing to the vibration of the music. They couldn't hear the sound waves, but they felt the vibration. And they just danced for like 30, 40 minutes straight. And we sat down, and then they grabbed us out the crowd, and we danced with them a little bit. And they had a whole itinerary for my brother Memphis to pay. He has a school out there that he helps sponsor these children. Otherwise, they would just be in abhorrent conditions, right? You know, you realize a lot of different things, right? It's like you can go there and think that you have all of the knowledge and wisdom to teach those children. Man, they're the ones that have all of the wisdom to teach you. I sat there, and those children had a joy that I rarely see in people who have millions of dollars. I rarely see in people who have big houses, right? People who could travel the world. They did not have the type of joy that their children had, and those children didn't even have all of their senses. When you think about wealth, many people think about wealth as like money. But that wealth of joy is so powerful. That wealth of peace is so powerful. That wealth of gratefulness is so powerful. That feeling is worth everything. It's worth everything. It's worth everything. And unfortunately, so many people trade their peace and their joy for money. And they rob themselves. Because I was thinking about this quote. It say the devil can never rob you of your joy. You can only voluntarily exchange it for something that doesn't bring you joy. Meaning that he can't take it from you, but he can do something to where you'll give him your joy. You'll give him your gratefulness. You'll give him your peace. And then you'll focus on whatever he got going on. And it's like so many people have spiritual billions, right? They got a level of happiness and joy that we don't even know to appreciate. We travel down these roads, and these people, they live in third world conditions. Probably some people never experienced AC before, but they smile more than a person that lives in a large apartment penthouse. You know, they just is dancing to the music. We played different. The children were blind, so we played games with them, and we had to blindfold ourselves. We had to roll the ball, and it was kind of like playing soccer. And we got on their level, and it was the simplest joy that I've experienced in my life in a very long time. And I've accomplished a lot of different things. I've spoken in front of 20s of thousands of people. I've made money. I've had hit shows. I've traveled the world. I've been known by some of my people that I looked up to for my whole life, and nothing had brought me joy. Like being on the floor, you know, blindfolded, playing this game with these blind children. And it just reminds us like, damn, you think that we chase this Western concept of success, and it's so far from what true success is. And the more you chase that, the more it robs you of true success. Because every day people trade in their peace and their joy for money. And they get the money, and then they try to use the money to try to find peace and joy once again. And it's like the simplicity in life, there's a stillness that exists there to where it was like we was able to just block out the whole world. I mean, I'm there with multimillionaires, top 50 athletes, NFL players, traders, skilled traders of the world. And we there playing with these children. They're blind, they're deaf, they have nothing but the greatest joy all day. We dancing with them. And I could just see everybody's face. And it was like, we got to recess from the jail that is America. Not because of the land of America, but the ideas that we fight for in America. And so it took me back to that point of no return, right? Because in that point of no return, I was thinking about it, and it's like when when we went to America, America never represented freedom for us. It represented a cell, right? And so that feeling still exists. When you go over there, the ideas are not made for you. They're not made for you to smile. Nothing about America wants you to smile. Nothing about America wants you to be at peace. Nothing about America wants you to be at rest. They're going to constantly, hey, the education system no longer will give you a hand up. It wants you to constantly feel like the world is against you. It wants you to constantly feel like you're constantly attacked. You're constantly targeted, right? It never wants you to say, you know what? We don't care. None of that matters. The simplest idea in the whole entire world to say, fuck that TV. Shit you put on social media, the news, the outlets. None of that matters to me. I'm good. And then you just smile and you go about your day and you just build. You know what? I know what y'all trying to do. They don't want to let us in college. I'm good. I'll just learn on my own. If we got to that point where we circumnavigated the devil that's trying to get us to voluntarily give away our joy and our peace, right? Because we take the peace that we have and we trade it for the attention that we give to the devil, his ploys and his plots and his projects and his institutions and his ideas and his systems. Instead, we say, you know what? I don't want none of that. I'm going to keep what I got. I'm going to keep what I got. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I have is more important and more valuable than anything that you're trying to take me away from. Those children may not have all of the senses that we have. Some may be blind. But light is not only seen, it's felt. When you walk out into the sun, you feel light. When someone does good for you, you feel their light. When someone speaks the truth to you, you feel their light. You can hear light. And so we think that those children may be handicapped because they don't have a sense that we have. But when God takes away one sense, he increases another. And so we may never experience light in the manner that a blind person does because we only using our eyes to sense it. It's like when you look at somebody and you look at them and you love them for what you see versus what their light is, something that you feel. Same thing with those children that they couldn't hear, but they could feel the vibration of the sound through their body. And it made them focus on the vibrations around them, whether those vibrations were good or bad. So just because they couldn't hear sound does not mean that they're unable to listen. The ability to listen has nothing to do with sound. We can listen to vibrations. We can listen with our eyes. We can listen in so many ways because people have ears but don't listen. People have eyes but no vision. All of the time. That place of gratefulness, how you win wars. That place of gratefulness is truly how you win wars.